Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the H&R AAC Blackout Handi-Rifle. Now this rifle is a single shot break action. So what I mean by that, for those of you who are new to shooting, is you simply have to press down on a action release button there, and then the action breaks open, okay? So it's a single shot. As you can see, it's definitely not loaded. I safety check all my firearms when I do my reviews. Okay, so a little bit about the specs on the rifle. It's very, very short. I'll actually run it by the camera so you can see that now while I'm talking about it. So you can see there, it's very, very short. It's actually shorter than a lot of air rifles out there on the market, especially ones made for kids. This is actually shorter. It's only just a tad over 75 centimetres. It comes in about 75.5 centimetres, so almost 30 inches. It's only 5 pounds in weight, so about 2¼ kilos. So very, very lightweight, for just walking around, out in the bush or hunting or just general recreational shooting. The barrel here is a low profile barrel. It's only just a tad over 16 inches, about 16.1 inches in length. Very low profile, lightweight barrel. At the end here you can see it's threaded. It's actually threaded 5/8 24 TPI thread, so it'll accept the majority of, there's absolute heaps of muzzle brakes, flash suppressors out there for 308 caliber, and they'll fit straight on the end up, to that thread. It's a fairly common US thread. So I'll just put the cap back on there. You see here you've actually got a Picatinny rail, so that comes standard with the rifle. So all you need to do is just get yourself some rings, throw an optic straight on top, and you're good to go. Now the actual stock on this and the forend is a composite stock, fairly tough. They actually say that it's a lightweight glass polymer stock, so either way, composite stock is what I know them as. They're fairly tough and they take a heap of knocks out in the field, so that's pretty good. At the front you've got a front sling attachment, and also to the rear there, just on the stock. You've also got a kick pad as well, just rubber, that is, nothing too special about that. So overall guys, look, why I'm doing this review, one is I'm fairly interested and intrigued by this 300 Blackout caliber. Seems to be a fairly new kid on the block, and I'm fairly keen to try it out and just see what the hype's all about. The other thing is too, look, I had a few requests from some viewers saying that, look, they appreciate the reviews I'm doing. I do a lot of high-end or quality reviews, and people wanted to see a few more entry-level or budget reviews. So this is why I'm doing this one, because this rifle here is only $595 here in Australia. So look, it's very much an entry-level or a budget price rifle. Even the Vortex Viper scope I've got on top here, it's only a 1:4x24 optic, a couple $100 for that. I mean, they're fairly cheap as well in the overall comparison when you look at other high-end scopes. So overall, look, it's a very budget setup. So I'm hoping that I can cater to those of you out there who are, perhaps looking at getting into shooting, or those of you who, enjoy shooting but just don't have a lot of dollars to spend on firearms. So with that in mind, what we'll do is we'll get out on the farm shortly. But first of all, what I want to do is I just want to briefly talk about the actual caliber. Okay, so this here is the 223. This is a 55 grain VMAX that I've got here. Beside it is the 300 Blackout, which is with a 110 grain VMAX. So as you can see, this is a history of, as far as I'm aware anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, the 300 Blackout is actually very, very popular now in the States, because for the AR-15 or the AR platform, what they found is they wanted something with a little bit heavier pill and a bit more knockdown, but they didn't want to have to change out anything other than just simply the upper. So they had to make something dimensionally identical or virtually identical to the 223. So they've necked the case down here. Okay, they've got a 30 caliber projectile, but the case and everything fits all 223 magazines. Okay, so they don't have to replace anything else other than just the upper on their AR, and then the magazines are all interchangeable with fairly good reliability from what I've read. So I've got here just a 223 magazine. So with the 300 Blackout round here, you can see there, just feeds straight in and sits nicely in a 223 magazine. So yeah, very, very handy, and I can see where they're coming from with that, and definitely see the purpose for it. With the 300 Blackout, there's a very, very big variety of, well, availability, I should say, of projectile weight. This here, the 110 grain VMAX, is obviously supersonic, but you can go right up to, I think it's 220 grains, or 208 grains around there, and they're subsonic loads. So obviously the subsonic is handy for people over in the US or even New Zealand where they can legally use suppressors, because obviously they've got that big heavy pill travelling along just under the speed of sound, and they can suppress it. And obviously you've got quite handy firearm, with a fair bit of knockdown. So anyhow, I wanted to touch on that, guys, just to give you a little bit of background on the 300 Blackout. So let's get out on the farm now. I want to have a look at just a calibre in general and just see what this little rifle's made of. Okay guys, so what I've done here is I've just thrown the red quoll ammo holder on the back. The reason I have is because, as you guys know, I'm fairly tall, so the length of pull for me is quite long, so this just adds a little bit more comfort. So what we'll do with the little handy rifle here is we've got 3 different types of 300 Blackout ammo. So we've got the Remington UMC here first of all, which is just 115 grain. So that should move along fairly quickly. Then we've got the Handi, which is the 110 grain VMAX there, you can see there. Okay, so you see with the Hornady it says 300 Whisper. Now that's interchangeable, 300 Whisper or 300 Blackout, it's exactly the same. And finally we've just got the premium here, the Remington Premier AccuTip, and that's 125 grain AccuTip. So be interesting to see how both ammos here, well 3 of them in actual fact, how they perform. So what we've done is just down range here, I've just set up a target there 50 yards away, and even though, look, this little rifle's definitely not a bench rifle, I'm still going to shoot it from a bench just to get it sighted in and just see what accuracy we can get with just the Vortex scope on 4 power. So let's get to it and see how we go. Okay, so looking at the target here, the UMC, they're cheaper rounds, that's not too bad there, the grouping. The Hornady, that's spread just a little bit, but the AccuTips, we've had 2 holes cutting one another there, and then another one just a bit higher, which I'd probably say would be my fault. I do find that just on 4 power, that scope, look, there's a little bit of guesswork. Let's be honest guys, at the end of the day it's not a bench rest rifle, it's not a bench rest setup. But anyhow, let's measure the group sizes here. Okay, so we've got spread on the first 2, 1.2 inches. The Hornady, about the same. And the AccuTips, they'll be a little bit less. About 0.7, 0.78, around there. So look, it's definitely not bench rest accuracy, but the rifle really, it's a budget rifle, and it's ideal for just, carrying around the bush when you've got thick scrub. It's shortened, it's ideal for that purpose. So what we'll do now, we'll set up a few different target items and just have some fun. Okay, so my final thoughts on the little Handi-Rifle and 300 Blackout. Look, if you're on a budget and you want a cheap rifle and you want to get into shooting, and you know, it has its purpose, it definitely does. This would be ideal if you're going out and you were hunting and you just wanted to take that one accurate shot. It's definitely capable of that, but look, it is a hunting rifle after all, so don't expect hole-to-hole accuracy out of it. As you can see there, when we were shooting down there at 50 yards away, you know, I was easily shooting lemons, so fist-size targets. No problem at all in doing that just on 4 power, so the rifle's definitely capable of some accuracy there. Also with the trigger, like most triggers on new rifles, a little bit stiff, but as I was shooting it, it was coming in a bit more, and you know, definitely a lot more easier to shoot the more I got used to the rifle. So look, overall, if you're looking for a budget rifle and you want some decent accuracy, and a little single shot might just be for you. So have a look at one. I'll put the link to Cleaver Firearms underneath this review, and you can check one out in your own time. As always guys, take care, and we'll catch you next time.